Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This time I'm going to be talking about something rather special that isn't Doctor Who. Yes, it's something from the 80s. It's V, UK. I was sceptical. I was wrong. Okay, so for people of a certain age, which to be fair is Big Finish's target audience, V was absolutely seminal. It was a 1980s TV series that basically dealt with some aliens turning up. Imagine sort of Independence Day, but as a mini-series, for people who don't want to know. Except, of course, it predates Independence Day. But large flying saucers appearing above, well, every city in the earth, all making contact and arriving as friends. And they look just like us. Well, kind of movie star like us. They have a slightly wibbly voice, and they wear sunglasses because they don't like the light. And they've come here needing a certain chemical. Okay? They need our help. And it's how that first contact goes and how things go south very quickly, and how, most importantly, and that's what this series is actually about, how the people of Earth react. Some of them go along with it, some of them don't go along with it, and also it's an allegory for, well, oppression, fascist dictatorship. Yes, a lot of stuff that's very popular in the press at the moment, or at least in people's consciousness, if not the press. You can see where we're going. I'll read the synopsis and then we'll chat, because it was very, very influential for a lot of people's way they thought. Now, remember, the 1980s was only 40 years after the Second World War. So at the time, characters in the TV series could remember the camps, could remember the way that the fascists took over. And I was wondering, how would they do that now? Yeah, picking the whole plot up and shoving it in the UK, I can kind of get along with. What are they going to do with the central female character, the alien boss called Diana, who actually marries Charles at one point in the story? I know. On TV. Oh my God, they're not really going to... Yes, they are. Even at one point, the character actually says, "And I am called Diana." And somebody says, "It's a bit on the nose, isn't it?" It was brilliant. Okay, so let's do the synopsis. We'll deal with it. It's basically 3 discs. I didn't think this was possible because it's such a huge ensemble cast, because it's happening around the world to everyone. Yes, the action's primarily based in the UK. Look, sorry, synopsis. One thing at a time, eh? This title was released in January 2025, available exclusively until the 20th of February 2025 on the Big Finish site, then on general release. London, present day. Earth is visited by aliens bringing peace and prosperity. But their intentions are not benevolent, and soon the world is under occupation. While some choose to collaborate with the visitors, others decide to fight back. Episode 1. Alien motherships appear above cities across the globe. The world reacts with panic and fear until the commander of the visitors appears and reveals that they come in need of help, and their offer seems too good to be true. Episode 2, 1 month later, and the visitors have become part of everyday life, but the people are beginning to disappear, and scientists are being persecuted. Documentary maker Mike Donovan sneaks on board one of the motherships and discovers the horrifying truth. Episode 3, it is now Christmas. the visitors have taken charge, imposing martial law over the UK scientists, are forced into hiding, and Dr. Juliet Parrish finds herself becoming the reluctant leader of the rebellion. Right. The original TV series rocked. Yes, I know. There are some people out there who are going, yeah, but what about the Star Child storyline? That made it rubbish. No, you're wrong. And, yeah, fair enough. It still was brilliant. So there was the original miniseries, and then there was the TV series that followed on for it. And it was absolutely superb. I remember being on holiday while it was shown, so I saw it in a black and white TV portable that was being powered by cables that were run from the car battery through the window of the caravan and onto the TV, and it still stuck with me. Those first few episodes were just incredible viewing. Absolutely moving, and there are images that stay with you. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, they are lizards dressed as humans controlling the world. So you've got a whole lizard people. Yes, I know there are people out there going, isn't that what David Icke's been banging on about since? Yeah. The secret occupation of the world that is being run by lizard people. Yeah, I can see that. I can see where that goes. But here we've got an actual proper alien invasion. That isn't an invasion, it's an invasion via stealth. Because the guy set down to write, okay, so this is someone with a serious track record, TV fantasy if you look him up. But he wanted to write something about the rise of fascism in America. Because obviously that wouldn't be something worthy of looking into now. Oh no. It couldn't happen here, but of course it does happen here. It happens in America in this original TV series. The characters have got similar names, and it just works so damn well. Yes, the original was very visual, but this is just as visual, partially because you remember the visuals from the original, the sunglasses, the red uniforms, the spray paint. There's a lot of iconography from the original, but everything's done well. Now, as I said earlier, the worry for me was that the characters who remembered the concentration camps and the worrying too good to be true aspects and all of that business and the disappearing and the fighting in your own kind of way, I was worried that wasn't going to work, wasn't going to have the echoes, but it does, because have we really moved on? The guy who remembers oppression is simply from South Africa, and that fits. The people who remember the disappeared, we've been doing that to ourselves for too damn long. So, it's pertinent, it's well done, and it's incredibly well executed because, let's face it, at its core, it's still a thriller, it's still an exciting story. Instead of the allegory of the Jews being targeted and then removed, and nobody knows where anyone's gone, you've got scientists. Admittedly, they are the only people who could spot the problems with the visitors, with the aliens, with their science, the atmosphere scrubbers, what chemical plants are, the fake terrorist attacks. All of this business is either allegory in the real world or has parallels that we can find in everyday news. And that's one of the reasons it works. The human race is a panicky bunch. But we also don't like being told what to do. These people are massively superior to us. They turn up and radar doesn't even see the ships. So, is it a great series? Yes, the original was great, and yes, this is great. It is so much better than you think. Definitely worth giving it a try. At the end, they read out who played who with the cast, and it goes on forever because there are so many people in this. This is possibly the biggest Big Finish release they've ever done with such a big cast. It deserves its place on BBC 4 Extra at Christmas. It absolutely does. So I will let you hear the trailer because you may still not be convinced, and that's fine, but it's an absolute gem. So until next time, be seeing you.
They've stopped.
Mike, look up.
But the government forces wouldn't call off their attack, not without good reason.
There's a reason, all right. Look.
up.
It must be over 10 miles wide, made of some sort of silver metal.
It's like the best special effects ever.
Now we know how the indigenous people felt at the first sight of the conquistador ship.
Whoever they are, they've been observing us for a very, very long time.
My name is John. We have come because we need your help.
My name is Diana. I am the commander of the mothership above you.
2 weeks ago, I received an email inviting me to be part of the conspiracy.
You believe all this? About a conspiracy?
Of course. I mean, it all fits, doesn't it? Scientists thinking they know best.
Anyway, we don't have anything to worry about, do we? I mean, you're not a scientist. I'm not a scientist.
We must help this family, or else we haven't learned a thing.
From Big Finish Productions, VUK, Visitation.
What are these rodents called again?
Guinea pigs, Commander.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @Tin Dog Podcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.